Hello and welcome. This is Viking Quaid commentating on the game 2 that starts at 14 CET. Today I'll have a hands-off approach since I'm doing other stuff, but we have at least 3 commentators ready for you. Say welcome to Spam Buka, Tigres, and Robarex.
Hello.
Nice try spelling my name.
Low.
Well, I did my best at least.
At least you tried,
It
right?
wasn't good enough. But let's take a look at the nations. Who do we all have here? We have 20 nations in total. We have BFH. He's the host and he's taking over the Timurids. And as far as I know, he has quite some ambitious plans to take over some nations in India and to form the Mughals quite quickly.
I think we need to address the issue with how Timurids actually was selected, since it is vastly bigger and better than any other nation selected.
That's true.
It's safe to admit that it was a sheer oversight from our sides. We banned the major nations which were listed, and we simply forgot Timurids. And
Oh, why is someone pausing? There's someone pausing.
And when we discovered it, it was already picked, and we didn't want to back down on it, since there were plenty of players around anyway. So we'll see if this setup will actually work.
I'm going to pass a message to the host, so no one is going to pause for anything else, unless there's a major piece
Yeah.
settlement going on.
I don't. Does anyone know why he paused?
Nope.
Alright. Yeah, in which order are we going to talk about the nations? I mean,
Yep.
we talked about the good old
We
Timurids.
covered just one nation at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about them in the order they appear on the sidebar.
For example, that's what I was supposed to ask. So, next we have a Timurid, a Teutons player, who disbanded all his force and his army and is making 6 ducats a month. Good for him. Also, dominance of the clergy looming and plutocratic coup. Interesting. He probably got himself the points immediately. That's his intention.
He will probably wait for. They seem to have a lot of land claimed, the estates, so he'll probably
No,
take.
I think he got himself 150 points. At least that seemed to be his plan.
It seems that the war of Hollandish independence has started already. Let's see
Already?
who's in the war.
France, of course.
Of course.
Austria as well.
I think someone crashed.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Death Defire, whoever
On the
he
side
was.
of Burgundy, he has his vassal and his union partners, but he also has the support of Brittany.
Jan Zo crashed.
Okay. Well, nothing to do about it. He has just to continue. We don't really host for one player, right?
I don't
Not
think so.
unless it's crucial. There could be player wars, or we had one rehost with a Mughal that was quite unstable, and AI would simply rip it up. But it's the general rule that we don't rehost just for one player.
Someone is asking how long until we rehost. I'm considering 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Shall we make it
40 minutes is mostly okay.
Okay, let's rehost in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, moving
actually
on,
got a
we
nice,
have-
king or duke, the 253, not too bad. but he's malevolent.
Yes, his subjects will hate him. All
And it
those
seems
pesky
Holland is going to
vassals.
lose his troops. Yeah, Holland got stack wiped.
He doesn't care. He'll win anyways.
He does.
Yeah. Also has Castile on his side, so
And Austria.
yeah, I don't see Burgundy winning this.
I don't see it either, but it could be an expensive war.
Not for Holland. He has nothing to lose anyway.
He has
Like-
something to
True, but
lose.
I
Like
can
him-
imagine
him getting-
paying
him
quite
getting-
some war exhaustion.
Yeah, yeah.
The only
exhaustion.
thing that could
It's like what?
possibly destroy this war would be a Burgundian inheritance.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
Maybe.
wouldn't it
And I
be
say that
funny?
as a former Saxon player.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny for a Holland player to have the Burgundian inheritance happen to his land? Would be fun.
Then he would become independent at the very least.
Yeah.
So
true.
Roborex, do you think he will use the same little cheese that you used with the coalition?
Seems not. However, I have no idea what his plans would be.
The Timurids have started their first wars. They are at war with Tabaristan, Hassa and Shirvan, and in another war they are at war with Multan and Natal. So it seems he's pressing quite aggressively into the land he needs, but eventually he has to face Jampur, because Jampur holds province he needs to form Mughals.
He's
Exactly.
allied with Jampur, so that would be an interesting thing to behold.
I expect that he pressured Jampur into giving him the province he needs.
Well, that's going to
That's my
hurt him because that province is very powerful.
Vijayanagara is fighting Pamanis, so it looks like he will dominate the southern part of the Indian subcontinent quite soon.
And Jampur already declared on Bengal as well, so I think India is going quite fast in their interesting.
And
Direction.
Jampur is allied with both the Timurids and Vijayanagara, so it might look like an Indian hugwatch for me,
For now,
for now.
but you never know.
The thing is, Timurids, once they form Mughal, which will make them a bit more stable, they will overextend quite a bit. They will have claims on
All of
all of India, yeah.
All of India, permanently.
Yeah,
I'm
this
not
is
sure
the classic.
if especially if you secured alliances with Vijayanagara, and maybe you could call in Ayutthaya as well later, then I might consider to not give into Timurid threats and seek to coalition in Outer Kingdom. At least that's what I would have tried. at least. Is there anything else happening in the world, or should we continue to cover all of the other nations? Ayutthaya is starting his first war as well. He's attacking Khmer.
So is the Livonian Order starting his first war against.
No,
Just-
it's the war of Swedish independence.
Oh, okay.
As expected. So who's in that war?
Now also Livonian conquest of Riga
Yep.
as well.
And it seems to Sweden is relying on player nations to make him independent. And
Which
I
is
wonder if Sweden
smart, yeah.
realizes how hard he could get backstabbed here. I mean, they could separate these out or do not do anything at all.
But Sweden has nothing to lose in that situation
Yeah, he
except
has
the war.
nothing to lose. much.
I remember one of the developers.
Dev's getting wrecked, but that was like that was because he got clearly wrecked by the AI because he had no allies at all. But if this war goes on for a bit, which it will, even if every player pieces out for his whatever why any player would do, it like the
something to
war.
consider. I mean, Denmark would win the war easily if
Yeah.
it's just one-on-one.
If it's just one-on-one, but if it's just a one-on-one and like you suggested everyone backstab Sweden, which is highly unlikely, even then the war would have gone on for quite a while and the bot rather decides to end it if it's gone on for a while. So
I'm not sure. I agree it's very unlikely, and it's not something you see a lot in our games so far. But I think Denmark has a large margin over Sweden at the moment, especially if you count up all the nations he
Yeah.
called in as well. He called in Mecklenburg and
well, we can just look it up, like
And
take a
Fürth.
look at these.
this margin. So that's quite much troops.
Yes, Sweden has called upon his allies and has rough amount of 70k troops, and our good friends in Denmark have a rough amount of 38, so roughly half of it.
I expect the Danish
don't-
lost some troops already.
Think that they stand too much of a chance.
Yeah, it will be an easy war for Sweden in this case. At least I expect Denmark won't live for quite some time. Or
I
won't-
wonder why did Bohemia join this war.
I wonder so as well, but you never know.
I thought Bohemia would be better off to block at the moment. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
why not
completely.
why not take the opportunity and attack Bavaria or something? Let's take a look at the votes in the HUE. It does look like that most electors are voting for Austria still.
Yeah, well, the game just started and his king is very young, so they have enough time to turn the tables.
But Bohemia is voting for Milan. But maybe that's because he has no heir at the moment. Yeah, he has no heir at the moment. But he could be, he should be able to vote for himself now, shouldn't he?
Oh, Bohemia should have. Bohemia has the dynasty of Denmark, Bavaria, and the Palatinate. He could score a lot of personal unions out of it. Like, Denmark has no hair.
Yeah, but he would
I
have
hope
to
they
fight
do,
a war,
actually.
to claim the throne to do it. And he's not able to at the moment.
If he, instead of joining the Swedish War for Independence, he would have Royal Mary Denmark claim the throne, then declared on him. That would have been a better plan.
Yep,
And
I
more interesting for sure.
Well, the thing is, Denmark's if he white peace out now, he would have a truce for
Yeah,
5
I
years.
meant if he didn't join the war in the first place. Now it's impossible.
No,
Now it's
he
impossible.
can just white peace because the king
That's
of
not-
Denmark has low fertility, so
Yeah,
he has
but
less chance of getting an heir.
It's
so
still 5 years of RNG.
yeah,
Like the Mamluks are expanding south. They just annexed Medri Badri or Badi, and it looks like they will. Yeah, they just annexed another small nation. I lost the name.
In my opinion, Mamluks should expand north in the start in order to deprive the Ottomans of their cores. Either ally them
agree.
or conquer them.
Yep,
I
and
agree.
it doesn't look like he allied them so far. What the AI usually does is try to ally either Dokadir or Karaman, and that would definitely be a move that would stop the Ottomans from expanding to the rest of the state.
Scotland
Our
said he fucked
Scottish
up.
player just said he fucked up.
Sorry, what?
Our Scottish player just said he fucked up.
Already?
I think his plan was to vassalize Ulster in order to call France in a defensive war against England.
I have a feeling that
The problem is that
he's not. He's also at war with Kildare, and it's being occupied by the English. So
oh, he did it by mistake. I thought that was his plan.
at least that's what I expect. Maybe he did.
Well, there
maybe he
was
didn't make,
something about
Kildare
the
and,
war goal.
co-belligerents.
Yeah, it's because he and England declared war on the same Irish nation. I thought it was intentional, and he planned to call France against England.
I don't see the problem either.
Well,
I
he
mean,
Yeah, well,
something
he's
about the
just-
war goal, but
I
it's
think it's
the
he
right.
said that he's not
the
occupied.
problem is that he didn't want to do that. It happened by mistake. That wasn't his
but
plan.
if he's listening to us anyway, you should put another 1k onto the siege. Just saying. Never hurts.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
moved
look,
1K
Aragon.
extra.
Oh, they're
Alive
planning to
Aragon.
destroy England already because Aragon is allying Scotland.
Yeah, that might be the mistake. He declared the war prematurely, so he couldn't ally Aragon.
It looks
No,
like,
it's a player.
Burgundy's Duke died already.
Oh, the
Uh,
player.
Yeah, Aragon is a player. That's not the problem here. The problem is that
Yeah, okay.
it wasn't his plan to force England into a defensive war. That just happened. I don't know if he'll capitalize on this situation or not, because it wasn't intentional.
It also looks like the war in Burgundy has progressed well for Holland. The capital of Burgundy is about to fall. The Duke of Burgundy died. Burgundy is in a consort regency.
I'm
But
pretty sure that
there's
it's
the difference or the danger is that if the war continues on for too long, the Burgundian inheritance might trigger.
No, I mean, he's already set for at least 2 years because the Burgundian inheritance can't fire during a regency.
I believe there's an event where it can fire.
Still, it would still be really funny if it does fire.
So
Funny
now,
for us, less funny
if
for
I
him.
was Scotland, I would wait for France to. Oh, he got called in the Swedish War for Independence. Why? That's stupid. Why would he call him? That doesn't make any sense.
And Riga is, sorry, the Livonian Order is in 3 wars at the moment. I'm not sure it's going the right way. His nation seems to be occupied a little bit. And there's quite some hostile troops running around his land.
Why did
Well, but
Sweden
quite
call
some friendlies
Scotland
as
in his
well.
war?
Quite some
Namely, 25,000 Hungarians, 20,000 Bohemians. So
No, he should be fine.
he should be more than just fine. Because he declared on Novgorod in cooperation with both Bohemia and Hungary. Like, I don't know what Bohemia and Hungary are doing, but
Well, Hungary can't do anything because he's
they could go to the Two Twins
no.
and Bohemia and split up Poland in the first 3 years.
He is in a
Of the game.
permanent regency council. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
but he has so
right.
many players to work with around him, so why
We have a first
waste?
player war, by the way.
Oh, which one?
Hungary is at war with Venice.
Ooh.
It's
defender.
not a direct war, but let's see. Venice declared war
on
Byzantium, for
Byzantium.
example,
Yes.
and Byzantium is defended by Hungary.
Is Byzantium a
Interesting.
player?
Byzantium isn't, but like I said,
Yeah, it seems that Hungary doesn't care. He just accepted in order to not get a prestige hit.
and it doesn't look like Venice is sieging up Hungary anyway.
But Hungary is pulling back the troops, which suggests that they
He
are
might intervene.
hostile together towards each other.
Doesn't necessarily.
Yep, it seems
How?
that Hungary is attacking Venice.
It also looks like that Magyar Pahit has annexed his neighbor on the west of on his island. What's the name? Sunda?
Yep,
I can't remember the nation.
yep, it's
name of the
Sunda.
nation.
Yep, Sunda.
Okay.
Just look at the course. Japan is doing the Japan stuff. Japan should use his traders though. Both are unoccupied.
And the AI of Jiangsu is doing a good job against the AI of Yeren, it seems. I think we're going to see an enlarged Jiangsu quite soon.
It seems
That's
that
gonna help
Scotland is at war
Chance,
with
yes.
England.
Still, interestingly enough,
Scotland is pretty stupid in my opinion.
Japan is not
Scotland
using.
declared an offensive war on England instead of vassalizing Ulster beforehand.
That's really weird.
He could have just vassalized Ulster and forced England into a defensive war.
Scottish conquest of. Okay.
Well, it might be because he's on opportunity
Actually,
for.
it's the other way around.
Yeah, the English player, even the English AI vassalized Ulster because
Smart
reasons.
Smart AI. The AI got
Yeah.
our Scottish here. The Scots should move up
But
now
that doesn't
to
make
get
any
the-
sense because I'm pretty sure that Scotland
No.
occupied Ulster.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know how it happened. But
Wasn't
apparently
he
it did
sieging
happen.
down Ulster?
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that as well. Weird.
So he did a major mistake by moving his troops out.
Probably.
I think so, yes.
Regardless, that might see our first player dead. I mean,
Ajuran has taken more of the coast. He has taken Cathay and some provinces below it. And I expect his next stop will be Kyowa, which has quite some nice trade centers to take over.
yeah, Ajuran is like a nice goal in front of his eyes, I suppose. Namely the gold. All the gold. It's worth
That's
as
what I
ever seen.
expect, yes.
Oh, and Holland is independent. And allied with France, Austria, and Castile.
I don't think he will keep all of those alliances.
We
I
had
felt that as well.
another player drop out.
Which one?
Let me check.
Vara. No idea.
Majapahit.
Okay. Well, we rehost in 12 minutes.
Yep.
And it's not like that nation could have done a whole lot.
It's clear that Holland did not try to use the coalition thing that Roberix did. He only took one province.
And it's not the province I would have taken. I would have taken Antwerp.
I agree completely.
Not really. I mean, if his plan wasn't to make money but to form the Netherlands, Breda is a better
I
option.
think we should do both, but at the at the start, it's definitely better to take the province that will earn you the most money first.
Yeah, but afterwards he had to declare another war on Burgundy.
He definitely would. But I think he will do that anyway.
He now needs Utrecht, Gelre, and Friesland. Oh well. Yeah, I suppose I see what the plan behind it is. He wants to form the Netherlands, but he can't form it earlier than Tech 10 anyway. So I agree completely that Antwerp would have been the way better option.
Or both. My
both.
option.
Get annexed
All
by
coalition
Coalition.
going.
Scotland is pretty dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still has the war targets. Or not? Nope.
No. he's minus-
Does England have cores or claims on his lands?
No.
what?
Yes.
He
Yes.
does. Yes.
And the
It's-
England
it's-
bot does
But
have
just
interest
on
in that
Usher,
anyway.
he might get away with it with just losing that if he keeps his
I
capital,
doubt
it's
it.
rivals.
It's a
already
defender's
lost-
war.
If I suggest offer England is asking for 100%, breaking the alliance with France and taking half of the country.
Yeah, and that will happen.
Yeah,
Because
he has
just
no
need to-
chance.
you just need to look at what the provinces of interest of England are. That's all of Scotland.
Classic England.
And that's exactly what they will try.
Oh,
And
come
that's
on.
exactly what they will get.
Two,
because-
two Scottish provinces aren't claimed by England at all. They're free.
And Yannick
Freedom!
quite some extra land. He's taking most of Gujarat as well, I expect. Yep. Jampur is making a break for the east. He won his war against. Was it?
The question is if he's
Against-
going to sell Central Doab to the Timurids or not.
At the moment, it looks like it. The Timurids made a nice little snake towards Jampur's land.
But I think they're still lacking provinces.
They are.
And I also think
Well,
that Jaunpur can't create Hindustan because if he doesn't switch cultures.
Delhi and Central. No, he doesn't.
No,
He
I
has-
mean
He's just lacking Central Doab
no, I know the
and
Timurids. I mean
600 dev.
I was
which-
talking about Jaunpur and Hindustan.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
And Ayutthaya is doing a good job as well. He won the war against the Khmer. He has beaten Champa, and at the moment it looks like he's going to beat
Bharat switched
like-
religion. Bharat is Hindu. Jaunpur, sorry, Jaunpur switched religion. He is Hindu now.
Weird.
No, Hindu
Not
is actually
really.
quite decent, and he does get
So
religious unity of 20.
So his
of
plan
100.
isn't to form Hindustan anymore. He doesn't want permanent claims. Only Vijayanagar and Timurids will have permanent claims on him.
No, he can't. He should be able to trade Bharat.
Yeah, but he'll need provinces that are now Timurids, like Delhi, for example.
No,
and
no.
Central
He
Doab.
will get from his culture group.
Well, yeah, exactly. If he doesn't culture shift, he can't create Bharat without taking provinces from the Timurids.
Oh yeah, Timurids.
The Livonian Order player has been quite ambitious as well. While the others are fighting for Swedish independence, he has taken Riga, Neva.
My
and
eyes,
few
why
others.
didn't he take, why didn't he unite his lands? My eyes hurt.
No, my goodness, the border gore.
Then don't take a look at India.
Don't take a look at Scotland.
Scotland isn't a border gore, it's just dead.
That's just war.
That's just sad.
Yeah, but true, India is the border gore. Ah. Anyhow.
I'm quite curious to see what Sweden promised the other players. He's become independent. It doesn't look like he took a lot of territory though.
Did he take
Indeed,
territory?
he didn't take any
He
territory.
took Gotland from
Yeah,
Denmark.
it was his only core.
And he took Bornholm. I don't think it was Swedish either.
You're right. I didn't even see it because it's so useless.
That's
I'm
A
quite
classic-
surprised. I mean, I would have expected Sweden to take more in that war. Or did he?
Me too.
Did he grant something to his allies? That's nearly impossible.
doesn't seem so.
I would have expected him to break the vassalage of Holstein or something, or at least give Mecklenburg to Brandenburg, something.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure. I'm not
classic
sure
prince.
it's a smart thing to give Holstein
Lord Lomas,
back
no,
to
no,
the
that's
HUA.
him.
It's land that Sweden eventually wants.
Yeah, that I know, but I'm talking about giving stuff to his allies because they helped him. You know, theorizing what the allies wanted from him in order to join this war.
But I could have imagined that either Brandenburg or Bohemia would say, "Hey, could you release Holstein? That's another prince to our empire."
Bohemia declared on Brandenburg.
Oh.
No, Brandenburg declared on Bohemia.
Ouch.
Interesting. Brandenburg, Poland, Moldavia, Mazovia, Lithuania, and Hungary.
Oh
It's
my.
quite Polish.
Well, technically, if the players come to Bohemia as aid, they might win just because Brandenburg is held by AI. Some smart maneuvering is required, but it is possible.
I'm quite surprised Bohemia
Oh,
didn't
yep.
have any
The
allies
Teutons
on it.
and Sweden joined Bohemia.
I mean, it's not. Bohemia isn't rivaled to Austria. I would have thought he would have picked
They
up
would
an
ally,
alliance with Austria
yes.
at the very least.
I agree. Because that would have saved him right now.
And now he's probably going to die.
Probably.
As I said, I'm not sure. I mean, if the Livonian Order joins them, they might make use of the fact
The
that it's an
Swedes are
AI war.
occupied with their own shit. The Bohemians have just lost a big battle and half of their men. The Livonians shouldn't join because that's like plain suicide. And yeah,
The Teutons have Catholic zealots already. They're preparing.
Yeah, I don't
don't-
see any player intervening there at the moment. But
Me
maybe
neither.
he can ask Venice or.
he's dead. He's dead. There is no intervening. Look at him. He's dead. Gone.
And the Teutons are running away.
That's I do think it's Bohemia's own fault for not securing any allies at the moment. It's
Yes, I
definitely
agree.
his own fault. Doesn't seem like Aragon's doing a lot at the moment. And close to a rehost already. We should rehost minutes.
Yeah, let's rehost.
Yeah, considering the desync, we might as well rehost at the moment.
Yep. We
Alright.
had more or less half an hour. Let's rehost.
Okay, well, let's cut it off here and let's see what how people will continue to play.
Okay.